Robots Radio presents...
Rated M for mature.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to The Download, alternative gaming news. I am your fearless leader, Jameson.
I guess I'm not so fearless, but I might be a leader, Brenna.
Sometimes. You can be the leader sometimes.
I'll take what I can get.
Good. This week in the chat room, we are joined once again by the captain himself, Captain Logun. So it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna warn you off the bat. It's like 45 minutes.
Good lord.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I'm not around.
Yeah. We just kind of started talking about Epic. Fuck.
You did that like 3 times in the past 24 hours.
I've done it like every time. I did it several times when we were talking with Logan. So.
Are you from the Midwest? Are you like a 40-year-old woman from the Midwest?
No. So we are talking Apple and Epic in this week's chat room. So that will be a little bit of a longer episode. In the podcast description, I'm going to drop in the start and stop times of that portion. So if you want to skip through different parts of the episode, you will be able to do so now. Additionally, we've told you that we are sponsored by Loot Crate and Gamefly. We tell you that every week. But now we are also sponsored by 2 new companies. That being
We're fancy.
4 sponsors.
Holy hell.
Big deal over here. We are now sponsored by Green Man Gaming. If you are familiar with stores like G2A, Humble Bundle, GOG, Green Man Gaming is kind of the same thing. It's just an alternative website where you can buy video games at a discount. And so you can go there, buy your games. If you use our link, we get a little bit of the cashish. So you can support us and play new games at the same time. What a deal. What a deal. What's the joke?
I have a joke in my head. Because you said cashish, and I thought cashish to buy the hashish. And then it was stupid, and I wish I never thought of it, but it was there.
Stupid joke equals stupid grin. And additionally, we are sponsored by NordVPN, which is an excellent VPN service if you are concerned about internet security, which, we all should be nowadays, frankly. You can sign up through them 2 years, use the link, 68% off. And again, we get a little bit of the cashish for our hashish. More announcements.
Actually, I was going to say, and honestly, just because I just, built a new PC, and man, really trying to download Windows, there's so much spyware that they automatically want to download onto your computer. Yeah. It's absolutely insane.
And having run websites in the past, new website almost done, I can tell you firsthand that when you click anywhere on the internet, they pretty much get everything except your social security number when you visited that website.
It gives me an anxiety when my bank, my literal bank, which I phoned from the actual app, Wells Fargo, whatever. It gives me anxiety when they ask for my last 4. I'm like, why do you need that? I don't want to give it to you. They're like, this is your actual bank.
So
I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to do it.
More secure and safe on the internet with services like NordVPN. More announcements and news at the end of the episode following our game release dates. We got a lot of stuff we'll mention then, so stay tuned all the way through to that. First off, big topics. We got a couple this week. We're going to talk about DC Fandom. We're going to talk about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. We're going to talk a little bit about Microsoft. They got a new studio and have some bit of a shakeup going on at 343 with Halo Infinite. And lastly, we will talk Gamescom. Then we'll go to the chat room. After that, we'll come back for a whole bunch of miscellaneous news. So first up, DC Fandom. This is it's almost like what Comic-Con would be, but it's just DC. So we got to see clips of the upcoming Batman movie with what's his name? What is his name?
Oh Lord. Oh, why can't
I want to say Edward Cullen. I want to say Edward Cullen,
Twilight
but that's
dude.
way wrong. Twilight.
That's his name in the Twilight series. Robert Patterson.
What is his name?
Robert Patterson.
He's Cedric Diggory, Edward Cullen, and he's something else. He was in another movie recently. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, yes, his Batman movie.
Was it? Oh, I feel like it was a British movie.
Probably. So we got to see a clip of that. We got to see a clip of Wonder Woman, and then we got to see some clips of upcoming video games from them. So the first one they announced was Gotham Knights. And it takes place in the same universe as the Batman Arkham City Asylum games, which, fantastic. Those are great games. Can we? Nope, don't autoplay trailer. Fuck you. God.
Every time. I can't believe that's not enabled for you.
I permanently disable it, but it does it anyway. So, that's not what I wanted to see anyway. So we got to see some clips of that, and it kind of reminds me of the new Marvel Avengers game. So it's, you pick, it's a couple different Batman characters, and it can be co-op, or you can play by yourself. It's not constant online, and it's almost pretty much like the Arkham City games, except you're just playing as these little bit more minor Batman characters kind of rolling around, keeping the streets clean. It looks cool. It looks like it has a lot of potential, but with everything nowadays, they show us these beautiful 4K, max rendered trailers, and then they deliver us a steaming pile of garbage when they give us gameplay. So yeah, I want to see gameplay. I would be excited for this game, but I always reserve my excitement until I see gameplay nowadays.
And you know what? Even beyond that, with a title this big and with how much money that they do have, even if the game looks, 70% as good as this trailer does, it doesn't mean that it's going to be good, period. Mechanics are a thing. Storyline is a thing. I mean, if I have to do the same retrieval mission over 100 times, I'm going to hate the game. So I expect nowadays for most titles to look beautiful. So if right off the bat, I see this game and get a full copy of it on release date and it looks like vanilla Minecraft, I'm going to be pissed to start with. So it better at least look good. And then on top of that, it needs to be more than that, because that's just standard, I feel like, nowadays.
Yeah, I feel like companies put a lot of stress now on graphics, and they're not putting as much stress on like the actual core of the game.
Right. I mean, it's the first thing people see, and if you're more of a casual gamer and you don't really care and you're not connected to the characters or the storyline or the series, I could see how you could bag a lot of people. But if you really do care about this world, DC world, or you care about Batman in general, it wouldn't be enough for you.
Wholeheartedly agree. And then we got another co-op game they announced, which also looks like the Marvel Avengers one. And this one is called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And it's also set in the Arkham universe. And you will be able to play as, at the start, you'll be able to play as Harley Quinn, Deadshot.
Yes.
What's the boomerang guy's name?
I don't know. He's Australian.
Yeah, he's Boomer. It's Boomer something.
Yeah.
I think it's Boomer.
That's a horrible timing for that name.
It is. And then the shark dude. Oh, yeah. Goodness. Yeah. So
clearly we're not DC people.
Yeah, the problem with DC is I feel like DC has a lot more minor characters than Marvel, whereas Marvel has all these like big major characters. I don't know.
I just don't care about DC. I'm sorry. There are great characters in there, but I feel like Marvel reaches to me more. They're cooler.
I only really care about Batman characters. I never like with DC.
Batman bugs me for the same reasons that Batman bugs you. The same reasons that Batman. Some rich dude Just
His
some rich
superpower is
dude.
money.
That's it.
He's Tony Stark.
It is. He's pretty much Elon Musk. And also, I don't know, because there's a lot of comic of him where he doesn't create his own stuff.
It depends. He's supposed to be pretty tech savvy too. But
Yeah.
so basically you play as, part of the Suicide Squad. You're in the world. It looks like the Justice League has gone rogue. We see Superman with some purple eyes blowing shit up. And yeah, and so you get out there and
Super
you're
cool.
out there to kill Superman. The trailer. Go ahead.
I don't know. I was going to say, the trailer looks super cool. It starts off with Harley Quinn being Harley Quinn and super sassy and not giving a flying F about the mission. And they rendered her very well. Her eyes are extremely detailed. The lines on her face, great. And then it zooms out to everyone, literally everyone else, and especially Deadshot, we were talking about, looks really derpy. But it seems like a really cool game. That whoever did the editing on this trailer, fantastic job, because it got me super hyped. But seeing past the really cool editing, there are things in the game that I'm looking forward to. Just the way that they move around the city, and that was the big thing for Spider-Man, is that you got to, move through the city the way that Spider-Man moves through the city, and that's what sold the game for most people. And the way that it looked, it was beautiful. But Harley Quinn has a sort of similar repel gadget that she kind of uses like Spider-Man, it looks like. And the boomerang guy, he uses it where he throws his boomerang, and then wherever that lands, he teleports to wherever it is, which is kind of cool. And then Deadshot has his jetpack, and I think the shark guy just pokes it everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah, it's well said. But again, to keep in mind, this was just a trailer, so it is not representative of what the graphics actually will look like, even though it was rendered very nicely. But it looks interesting. Yeah. It has my attention. Again, need to see some gameplay.
It does have my attention, and honestly, none of these characters could have any of these features. Like, it's shown here, but it's quite possible that literally no one has this availability and that you're going to be walking on the streets only.
Who knows? Additionally, we got to see I think this was the first trailer for the Batman movie.
It was.
And I got to say, I'm on board. I read an article that after the trailer aired on DC Fandom, Zack Snyder, who did Justice League and Batman vs. Superman, he texted the director of this Batman movie. I can't remember his name. He texted him. He's like, "What the hell, man? That looked really good." Like, after the trailer aired, like, he saw it. So it's cool to see like people within that have even done the same movie before, or like, oh man, recognizing each other's work. But I gotta say, it looks good. I almost said Edward Cullen. Robert Pattinson is probably the youngest person we've had to play Batman.
Really?
Or at least the youngest looking.
He's definitely the youngest looking, because even the guy before, good lord. Oh no.
Christian Bale.
What was his name? Christian Bale. Christian Bale looked older. I guarantee you he was at the time. He must have been in his like mid-30s.
In his 40s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he must have been in his mid to late 30s when he originally did it. And Robert Pattinson.
Bale 46.
Yeah. I said mid to late 30s, right?
Yeah. You're spot on there with the mid to late 30s.
And Robert Pattinson, I feel like he's barely 30. Ugh, I don't know.
We're gonna find out.
This is all just judgments.
We're gonna find
out. I mean, he looked good with the Batman suit on. It didn't look ridiculous, and he didn't sound ridiculous like Christian Bale did. So I have a little bit more faith in it. But when he took it off, he looked super scrawny and kind of feeble. Which, even though Clark Kent isn't necessarily Batman, he still had the build of Batman.
Clark Kent is Superman.
What did I just... Wow. I did that.
Yes, I got what you were saying. Yeah, but I mean, he looks good. All that matters is, does he look good with the suit on? He's playing Batman. No one cares about Bruce Wayne. Everyone cares about Batman. No one cared about Bruce Wayne until he put on the mask.
Oh, for the love, you just waited to tell that joke.
I made
But
it
this
earlier.
suit,
I was gonna make it again.
I know. This suit is the only reason he looks cool because it fills everything out.
Yeah,
Hell, you could put me in that suit and I would look jacked.
yeah. I mean, but it was the same way with Christian Bale too. I mean, Christian Bale was decently ripped, but
He's
you
pretty
know,
big.
it
He's
varies.
like
But
an imposing dude.
eh,
If Robert Patterson and Christian Bale got
yeah. So bottom line, I think Robert Pattinson, he looks good in the suit, and I think that's all that really
should
matters.
matter.
Yeah. Plus that one scene, like when he's like beating the absolute crap out of some of these guys, and then they're like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm vengeance," you know, in his Batman voice. I was like, "All right."
And
I'm
it
in.
wasn't a cheesy Batman voice either. It was
No.
like a genuine. It was good. But no, honestly,
it wasn't like throat cancer Christian Bale where he's like, "Hey." Yeah.
You're like, what? How, that must have hurt, honestly.
I feel it must have. Like he must have genuinely gotten throat cancer from talking like that.
Seriously. But no, that fight scene was definitely X-rated for Batman. Like, definitely Batman isn't supposed to kill people, but in all honesty, if you analyze the injuries that these people got, they did.
Depending on which Batman you look at, Batman can be pretty nice to being a killing machine. It depends on the Batman in the comic at the time, but it looks good. We got to see another clip of the Wonder Woman movie. We already have seen clips in the past, so it was just a little bit more. Bottom line, it looks like a good movie.
Yeah.
And then Microsoft is doing these custom Wonder Woman consoles, and Brenna has strong opinions about them.
I'm trying to be more PG on our podcast, but oh, wow. Who in the world, please, for your own entertainment, go and look at these 3 custom built Xboxes for the Wonder Woman 1984. Horrendous. I don't know who decided that this weird and okay, so the middle one is a gold, it's all golded out and it says WW84, Wonder Woman 84, right?
And it's got like the gold like Wonder Woman wings.
It's not even the full Wonder Woman sign, and I don't know, it looks really cheaply made. It looks like someone just put some like styrofoam and then painted it gold. It's gross. I don't like the design. Anyways, and then we move on to the cheetah print, and I do mean full cheetah print, like cave woman type thing that also has studs on it, and the matching controller is 100% cheetah print. And I'm not kidding. The Xbox is covered in fur cheetah print. It's not just like a skin; it's actual 3D fur.
It doesn't look good.
And the last one, which is the most tolerable, which is bright orange, and it has and purple, and it has like the Wonder Woman insignia, the one that you would think of, and it's decent colors in there. It's like pastels, blues, and pinks. That goes. It's bright orange though. I don't know, and it also just haphazardly has the rope of truth or whatever, the lasso of truth.
Lasso of truth. Yeah.
Lasso of truth, just like randomly mashed on top of it. I don't like, you could have made that intertwine and look better. I don't know why it's just like Wonder Woman got tired and like threw it on something.
They definitely could have done a much better job with these.
Who designed this? I have serious issues because obviously I'm not an Xbox person, but if you're going to do a custom, anything when it has to do with consoles, people are paying a lot of money on top of the fact that this is already a lot of money. Make it look good at least. Oh, I could never have this in my home. Anyways.
And you're a big Wonder Woman fan, which is why this offends you so strongly.
You could do it better. It just irritates you when there's something that you like, and then the creators or someone does it so dirty, and it could be better. What in the what?
Chugging along though. So that's all DC. So we got to see some good stuff, a lot of good looking stuff. Can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see the movies. Can't wait to go back to movie theaters in general. Plugging along though, Call of Duty sticking to it. They take no breaks. It's been 13 years and they have not missed a year yet. And so we are back again. Forget riding the success of Modern Warfare. We're back with a new one, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. There's no hyphens. There's no colons or semicolons.
Yeah.
It's all one sentence. It's a mouthful. Like, what's the abbreviation going to be? Like BOCW?
Maybe.
I don't.
Baku? I don't know.
Anyway, so they dropped a teaser on us last week, and the teaser had just showed all these different events during the Cold War. And the original teaser included, some footage of Tiananmen Square in China, the person standing in front of the Chinese tanks. It's a very famous moment in history when the Chinese government basically just massacred hundreds of, if not thousands of students. And they go out of their way to cover it up and pretend like it never, really happened.
Yeah,
there is no war.
Search.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
I love the masks that have Julie on there, and it says "There's no COVID-19 in Ba Sing Se." So good.
And so the trailer was pretty much censored in a lot of the countries in the world that receive considerable influence from China. And so in response to that, Activision replaced the trailer with a version that did not include the Tiananmen Square. And the tagline for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is "Know Your History." So,
irony.
Yes, ironic.
Yeah.
Additionally, it is going to be $70 for next gen.
Get the F out of here.
So if you want to buy the game now, because it's going to come out before next gen consoles, so if you want to buy the game and you want to play it on next gen, it's going to cost you $70. You'll get to play it now, and then you'll also get a next gen version. But it looks like some of the companies are really pushing this $70 price tag for next gen. I agree.
No.
I agree on the no. No. I said I agree with you on the no. Nothing.
Why? What is it? What does it change? No, I know. I'm saying for these companies, why do they all of a sudden? That's almost $100 for a video game. Yeah, but you're not. I mean, you look at the revenue that these people are making. It's insane.
They want more.
Yeah, but
money.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no real reason for the
more.
There's no reason for the inflation.
Stonks.
Man, no, this better not start. Stonks.
I was trying to do the stonks meme and make my hand look like the stonks, and it looks like my hand just disappears off screen.
It just looks like it's real bad.
Yeah, I don't agree with the price.
It really
and then we got
bad.
to see actual gameplay at GamesCom, and not really gameplay. It's a rendered trailer on a PS5, which means no, it's not on a PS5. It just means it's a rendered trailer that they ran through a PS5, and then they called it that.
I got also a real problem with
money
paying $70 for Call of Duty. No. You can tell me, hey, there's this really crazy VR headset, immersive, this or that. I don't care. Like Crysis to the max. Like Crysis wish that they could be as cool as this. And I have trouble paying $70.
Call of Duty is a $40 game in my book because it's just a new multiplayer expansion every year.
Agreed. There are games out there that have more storyline and more of an online presence that are like indie games that cost $30.
First Call of Duty and probably since Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3. So good chunk of time, like 5 years, I skipped Call of Duty, rightfully so, because they were pretty garbage. Yeah. And so I got Modern Warfare because it actually looked good. It actually looked like for once they were going to listen to the players, which they totally did. Obviously, game sold well. Right. People love it. I spent money on in-game transactions in Modern Warfare That is how much
They
I like
did.
that game. I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They get so much money. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's Call of Duty. They were going back to what it was before, and I'm already out again. As much as I liked Black Ops, I didn't like Black Ops ever as much as Modern Warfare, but the original Black Ops was good. Black Ops Cold War is a immediate sequel to the original Black Ops in terms of events, and it's going to just kind of double down on that. The Russians are the bad guys again. We've got clips of Vietnam again. It's just going to kind of keep going with that same storyline, except they're trying to double down, I guess, on their single player.
Make it more realistic?
They're emphasizing their campaign. So their campaign is going to have player choice. So it's going to be in a, quote, open world. So you'll have a hitman approach to the game. That you can play the game in different ways, complete the different missions in different methods. They're adding a character creator for single player.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Know what you are and stay in your lane.
Well said. Well said. Multiplayer, it's just going to be original Black Ops multiplayer, just remastered. So the multiplayer will probably be pretty decent. But
so then how is it worth $70?
I don't know. Additionally, we'll have to find out what's going to happen with Warzone. But it sounds like they're going to continue with Warzone despite the new game coming out. So I don't know. Is it going to be like some weird mesh? Because all they've said is that it's going to be single player, multiplayer, zombies.
So do you think they're going to release Warzone as a standalone free-to-play?
You can already get it as a standalone free-to-play. You can download just Warzone, but it's 150 gigabytes.
Okay, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm not going to even entertain the idea of Call of Duty anymore. That's my last straw.
I'll probably play Modern Warfare, every once in a while with, you and maybe a few other people, but that 220 something gigabytes of my SSD that I love to clear out every day, I get so much closer to clicking uninstall. So if you're a fan of Call of Duty and you're a fan of Black Ops, Cold War is going to be the game for you. Again,
it's so much memory. I can't even begin to.
The real question is what's going to be the install size of Black Ops. Will you be able to have Black Ops and Black Ops? So I have to say Black Ops Cold War. Will you be able to have Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare installed at the same time? These are the important questions.
Probably not. You're going to need a 2 terabyte NVMe.
Can you imagine poor console players? 500 gigabyte hard drive?
My old PlayStation, I can have maybe 3 to 4 new games loaded on there. I mean, mine was the first one to come out, but still, I can't even understand. You're going to have to buy a separate tower for your, storage. And that's just a pain.
Yeah. So we could rant about Call of Duty, but again, we need to see some gameplay. We need to see what it's actually going to look like, not these pre-rendered trailers that they call gameplay.
I hope that it's good and I eat my words. Because I really do want a good... You know what? I am looking for Call of Duty 7 years ago. I'm looking for Call of Duty 7 years ago, and it's just never going to be like that anymore because the players are not like that anymore.
But Modern Warfare got really, really close.
It's just the players. I can't handle the new style of gameplay on it.
I don't think we'll ever get back to that.
Those are the golden days.
Even back, I think it's just nostalgia because even if you look back then, the noob tube, the quick scoping, there was plenty.
It wasn't as rampant though. There were people that
I think it's the nostalgia clouding you because I'm pretty sure it was probably super rampant. Especially do you remember the what is it, the R93, that triple shot pistol that people would akimbo? That thing was just
stupid.
Yeah.
The akimbo sometimes really just ruined it. And I think for what killed it for me is when they went into like exosuits and they had like the double jump.
It got really out of control for a while there. The space Call of Duty Infinite, like
So Ghost, we don't even talk about how terrible Ghost was. It's almost like it actually never existed.
you might say it's a ghost.
Stop. Oh, fuck. I can't believe I set you up for that.
Set yourself up.
Yeah, I really did. God, we really
Anyway.
ranted about Call of Duty.
Yeah. Microsoft has launched a new studio and they are calling it a quadruple A studio because triple A is just not good enough anymore. And with this new studio called The Initiative, almost sounds like the Avengers Initiative.
I was going to say, it already sounds like a video game.
I'm already thinking like this is like for an unannounced like Marvel project that they're working on.
I mean, the way that they terribly mishandled the last video game for Avengers.
The studio's being headed by Daryl Gallagher, who previously worked at Rockstar Games, Crystal Games, and Activision, and oversaw games like GTA 4, Tomb Raider, Destiny 2. And he has been called a visionary storyteller.
No, because Destiny sucked. GTA was just GTA back then, and Tomb Raider was good. But
GTA 4. That was GTA right there at its finest.
Yeah. But it wasn't, it's just like everything else behind GTA had built it to that point. And Destiny 2, I wouldn't put that on my resume.
He was the narrative lead, so he was responsible for the storytelling, not the gameplay.
Well, the storytelling was not good. There was none in Destiny, period. The first one, there was nothing. Like, actually
Destiny
nothing.
2.
I know, I'm saying in Destiny 1, there was nothing. And Destiny 2, they hardly added on to it.
Anyway, he's an accomplished guy. We'll leave it at that.
He worked on AAA titles. Yes.
He is an
Tomb Raider, I will say is a fantastic.
Tomb Raider is very good.
Yeah.
But additionally, they've been hiring people and poaching people from companies such as Naughty Dog, Bungie, Respawn, Crystal Dynamics. So they're bringing in quite a talented team of people.
Let's see.
What game they are making? Who knows? It'd probably be at least a year or two before we find out what it is. And then from there, it'd probably be another year or two before we actually get to see it and play it.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe Microsoft is just trying to stock up on people that they think are worth it. I don't know. I mean, Sony always has a lot of great exclusive titles. I know that Microsoft necessarily doesn't do exclusive anymore just because they have their
I just want something new. Let's do something new and different, and let's not do something from an existing franchise, even if it's a movie franchise. Let's just do something new and unique is what I want.
A new world, a new everything.
Yes.
I mean, Cyberpunk is supposed to be that thing, right? Even though it did come from a tabletop.
It's still new and unique.
It is.
Additionally, there's been a shakeup at 343. Microsoft has let go some of their senior developers working on Halo Infinite and has brought in Halo veteran Joseph Staten to take the helm of Halo Infinite and get it back on track.
Which is not good for Halo fans. I feel like that's very unsettling.
Honestly, we've been hearing a lot about internal issues with employees at 343, and then we saw Infinite and how it was received. Yes, people are extremely excited for Halo. Don't get me wrong. People are excited by the ideas, the concepts they presented for Halo Infinite, but they were not excited to see the execution.
Well, it's super easy to say, I want to make a game that looks great, that does this, that has these visionary ideas. You hear it and see it all the time with, things like E3 when that was a thing, and all these releases, and people talk about the game, and you just hear it, and it's so inspiring, and then you just get this derpy potato, and you just don't understand how it goes from this person talking about it to this execution.
And the big thing too is Halo needs to be their game. Halo is Xbox Series X. Halo is next gen Microsoft. Halo is the future. They have to nail it.
Family Feud moment, right? You need to win it at the very end, and they say Xbox. The first thing you think of most likely is going to be Halo. That's
the only
like
thing I think of.
Synonymous. I wouldn't think of anything else besides Halo. So yeah, they need to do it right.
Yeah. Additionally, we got to see a lot of new stuff at Gamescom. Pretty exciting stuff on the horizon. We got Jurassic World Evolution, the complete edition, coming to Nintendo Switch. I think that's the perfect game for Nintendo Switch. As we mentioned, we got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Nothing special there. I would love to be able to go to Gamescom. Side note, it's in Germany too. Like, come on.
Could you imagine us in Germany?
Germany in October.
Help us.
Mm-hmm.
Never
Additionally, we got to see the first Doom Eternal expansion. It's Doom.
It is Doom.
You're punching and shooting demons, and they explode into blood and gore. It's really hard to get Doom wrong.
Simplicity at its best, and it runs well and it works well. Done.
Yeah. Additionally, Surgeon Simulator 2, we got to see some clips of that, and for some reason, Doc Brown showed up to talk about it.
Yeah. He's alive and kicking, looking a little old.
Yeah.
But
we also saw some Dragon Age. We got to hear about some behind the scenes stuff about what they're working on. Just a smidge of some concept art and some footage. Brenna's very excited about Dragon Age.
Dragon Age Inquisition, I am very excited about. The previous Dragon Age 2, not the greatest game. And it almost looks like a completely different series. But the way that they talked about it in their trailer was that it's a whole new world and you're almost powerless. So before you were kind of overpowered, you had your little hand thing. And so, I don't know, they really want you to emphasize being involved with your party and loving your characters and you feeling like the hero, which they really did accomplish in Dragon Age Inquisition. There are points in the storyline where you were giving a rally, you have worked so many incredible hours to get to this castle that you customize yourself by going out and doing these missions, and you can unlock skins for your castle, upgrade it the way that you want it, and you feel like the hero. And when it's over, I didn't know what to do with myself, and I felt it was like a weird rush. Anyways, so I am super excited for this because it seems like they have continued with the same idea and the same art style. So, and they still have some characters. I believe they still have Solus on there, which is cool that he's still there. I mean, he's an elf, so he lives for like hundreds and hundreds of years. So,
the way you described it, the first thing that popped into my brain was Dungeons and Dragon Age is basically what it sounds like.
Yeah, it really is. Oh God, it's so good.
So, that game's a while off, but Dragon Age, that's probably going to be the nail in the coffin for BioWare. It's a game. It's Dragon Age for BioWare is what Halo Infinite is for Microsoft. BioWare has to get Dragon Age right, and it has to be a critical success. Anything less than that is probably the end of BioWare as a studio.
Yeah, I agree.
After Anthem, they're
I can't believe that even existed. That seems like a weird, bizarre dream.
Not existed, exists.
It's true.
Don't forget, they are redeveloping it right now.
They are, but there's there's no current players.
No.
I can't believe there was ever any current. Anyways, whatever.
to each is their own is the
Right.
bottom line.
Apparently.
We also got
You're wrong, but I'm just kidding.
we also got the World of Warcraft Shadowlands release date, which will come out on October 27th. It's the latest of the World of Warcraft franchise. Again, if you're a big World of Warcraft fan, this is it for you. Anybody else, you're like, well, it's been 30 years and World of Warcraft still looks exactly the same, you know, not 30 years, but it's been 20 years.
Wow.
Why they need to stop updating World of Warcraft and make a new MMO is my thoughts.
I mean, they have enough player money. They have enough players.
It's on the decline. World of Warcraft has been on the decline for years. They've been losing players and they've been losing revenue.
Yeah, but they're still above their threshold. Once they get close to that percentage threshold, who knows? Maybe they have something in the works. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. We also got to see some more clips of Crash Bandicoot. We got to see a creepy trailer for Little Nightmares 2. If you haven't played Little Nightmares before, it's a really fun little creepy game. It's going to be next-gen consoles February of next year. We got the first look at the single-player story of Star Wars Squadrons, and boy, am I excited
Dying
for this game.
to play it.
It's just it's honestly, it's simple, it's well thought out, and it's $40.
Fantastic. You sold me.
And it looks flawless, and it has VR support. Like, EA,
Perfect.
I hope you're taking notes.
Dear God, I just love the fact that the UI is just so integrated with the game, and it makes it so beautiful, and it's full screen. It's like full screen action because it's built in to your cockpit, and that's so
I really
cool.
want a VR headset just for this.
I want a VR headset for Beat Saber.
Yeah. We need to go in on one together is what we have to do.
Are we gonna mail it like a stepchild?
It's that the logistics of that would have to be worked out. The ideal situation is we would be in the same space and we would share it, but
in which case, then hells yeah, brother.
But it looks really good. It comes out October 2nd. I already pre-ordered it, so
Of course,
I don't pre-order games.
Although we did pre-order one.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but that's for the cool stuff.
It was really only for that statue.
Yes, it was for all the Viking stuff that comes with it. The game is just a bonus.
Yeah, honestly. And I'm going to have to buy it again because I bought the PS4 so that I could get the disc and the cover, the custom cover.
Additionally, there is a Star Wars Journey to Batuu expansion coming to Sims 4. It will add all sorts of Star Wars gameplay to Sims, gear customization, as well as like a little like story thing, almost kind of like the wizard sorcery one and that jungle one.
I mean, they already have a lot of costumes and stuff like that in Sims, but this will just be a whole new level of it, which is kind of cool, and you won't have to download a mod for it because there are mods out there for Star Wars.
The mods are probably way better, TBH.
100%. There is a mod out there that is way better.
We also got a look at Mafia Definitive Edition. I
don't care.
I don't care either, and they've had issues with it. So it's Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. It looks fantastic. It's any Lego game is
Lego.
honestly, yeah. But it's delayed until 2021 spring, so it will be a little bit longer for that.
There is enough out there for me to play that I don't need this.
Yeah. As much as I like Lego, I don't need it right now.
No.
Additionally, we got to look at Fall Guys Season 2. All sorts of more shenanigans coming. Much more costumes, much more maps. We don't know the date that it will launch yet, but it's Fall Guys. It's great.
What if at the end of the year, this gets like Game of the Year?
I don't have an issue with that.
It'd be great. It would be great.
You know that Neil Druckmann though would be losing it.
I mean, can you get that mad?
His passion project, Last of Us. Last of Us got Game of the Year. Last of Us 2 doesn't get Game of the Year to Fall Guys. He'd be over it. At least if he lost to Cyberpunk, he could be like, all right, it's Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But Fall Guys, he'd be like,
I'm quitting this industry. I'm over everything. Yeah.
Additionally, Medal of Honor has been resurrected out of nowhere, and they are making a VR version of the game.
What?
Yeah, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond comes out later this year.
Why are we just doing this to every franchise that has ever done mildly good?
I don't know. But apparently I saw there was an article that came across a lot of people's smartphones today. If you happen to own a smartphone, let me go and find the story for you. From Time magazine, video games may be the key to keeping World War II memory alive. Here are 5 World War II video games worth playing, according to a historian.
What? I'm so confused. There's so many things inside of me. The emotions, the battles, the things I've been told as a video gamer or someone that plays video games. The violence. Oh, it creates violence. Oh, it's terrible. It's not historically accurate. It's this and that. And really? Times? I guarantee you can find at least 5 to 10 articles of New York Times saying that video games are killing humans.
Probably. We also got another look at Destiny 2 Beyond Light, the upcoming expansion for that in November, with a look at the stasis subclasses that you can play during that. Looks good. We'll talk more about that later when we have more of our Destiny guests back. And lastly, we got more gameplay from the Ratchet and Clank PS5 exclusive, which just looks super, super good. So with that, we dive into the chat room. We'll come back and we've got a bunch of stories to blast through on news you might have missed. Hey guys, so just due to the length of the episode, we were going to go ahead and put the chat room segment in a separate quote episode for you guys to enjoy, and we'll get right back to gaming news. And we're back. Brenna is making weird faces, but that's A-okay.
That's not true at all.
Had a great talk with Captain Logan. He really wanted you to join us.
Wow.
But he was questioning whether or not I was hiding you from him.
It's accurate.
No, it's not at all. Star Wars and Disney have indefinitely suspended all Star Wars movies as they take time to reevaluate what went wrong and
everything
pretty much. So they're taking some time off to rethink their approach and figure out what to do next. They're still proceeding forward with all their TV shows. Those are not getting postponed. So Mandalorian season 2 will still come out, and they're still working on the Kenobi movie, or not Kenobi TV show.
Yeah. I feel like it's not that hard for these companies, and I don't understand where they go wrong, because you could grab a couple of the biggest fandom nerds you've ever seen in your life, and they guaranteed have better ideas and vision for how these movies and shows should go than any of the creative directors ever have. I don't understand.
Well, also, why didn't we have this after EA's debacle with Battlefront and Battlefront 2? Like, come on. So we'll see what happens with that. Additionally, it has been leaked and pretty much confirmed that Nintendo Switch, there's a new console model that will launch early next year in spring. It's reported to be a Pro version. So with better performance, battery life, storage, a little bit better graphics, the whole 9 yards. So we're hoping we're going to see something about that in the coming weeks at Nintendo Direct. But it's been pretty much confirmed to be nearing manufacturing phase. So
that's great, but also I cannot keep buying all these consoles.
It's basically just a newer Nintendo Switch.
I don't have a Switch, and I want one, but I also want a PS5, and the two of them are going to run me easily over $1,000.
Don't forget about those PC upgrades you're waiting on.
Son of a bee sting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting until I get a new graphics card.
I talked to some of my friends that are very into Nintendo and both have Nintendo Switches, and they say the Pro is not worth waiting for.
Oh, right.
They say Black Friday, look out for a good deal, pick it up then. Because there's nothing really that you're going to get from the Pro, because it's not like there's going to be a huge graphics boost. You've seen Nintendo games. They're Nintendo games. So the biggest thing in there is it's going to be better performance, better battery life.
Yeah. And maybe storage, because storage is a huge thing.
Yeah, but they allow you to add SD cards to it. So, you can kind of, you spend the $60 to buy a
God.
big
Do you
old SD
remember
card.
Do you remember when you used to have to put an SD card in your camera? Like you had a separate camera and you had to put an SD card in it?
I still have a separate camera.
Well,
Better than phone.
Most honestly, but I'm talking about the crappy digital cameras that we used to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you had to go on trips and taking selfies. You had to like hold the camera, and you might have to take it a couple times because you can't see.
Yeah, and you had to like half click it to get the flash going, and then you had to click it again to get it. Man.
Oh, the times. And then when you clicked it, there's like a 2 to 3 second delay as like the lens like focused, and then
you click, and you could see that was so good, the shutter of it.
The red eye too. You had to worry about red eye all the time.
And they had a weird program that would fix it, but it just made everyone look demonic.
It's fantastic.
So good.
Additionally,
Photo Bucket.
Yep, I remember Photo Bucket.
Oh.
Final Fantasy Legends is coming this fall, I believe. It's coming to Switch. So it's an older series they've remastered, and then they'll be releasing it as a collection on Nintendo Switch. It came out on the original Game Boy, and it was pretty much a critical success when it came out. I'm trying to see if we got a release date on here. We don't have a release date yet, but the whole size for the collection, 220 megabits.
Ouch. That's a healthy chunk.
Megabits.
Yeah, I heard you, megabits, but it's an older game.
It's 3 older games.
3. All right.
In the collection. You
There you
realize that 220 megabits is a quarter of 1 gigabyte.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay. You're making it sound like it's a lot, and it's really not.
Well, okay, I thought the collection was not 3 video games.
Okay, it's 3 video games.
There we go.
Legends 2 and 3.
Okay.
Game Awards are still going to happen this year. They'll be as terribly cringy as last year probably, and it will be all digital. Which why is it not ever all digital? Because it's the Video Game Awards and we play games digitally, and so they should just be digital, right? But instead, we need to have a massive conference at the theater in LA and have performances, and they need to make silly jokes and bring on actors, because that's what we are now. The Oscars.
He's real upset. I kind of that's a nostalgia thing for me, I think, just watching the Video Game Awards. But yeah,
I don't mind watching them. But why do they need to be this massive Oscar-like award show? Because no one watches the Oscars anymore.
I never watched that stuff. But yeah, I'm excited that the Video Game Awards will happen, but I think they're boasting it to be more of a X-rated or unfiltered. I don't know. We'll see.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater's Epic exclusive, I learned this week, and I was very sad. It's not really current news because it's always been exclusive, but I guess I just didn't know.
That's a sad day.
It is. I'm not going to be able to play it until I get a PlayStation.
Yeah, and I have a PlayStation, but I don't know how.
Epic.
I know. I don't know how well mine is going to survive. It's not an intensive game, but it's still, the graphics are better, and mine's like the first PlayStation, so I don't know how well it's honestly going to run it. I might have to super chill it, like surround it in ice packs.
Probably. We got a lot more stuff we got to get through, so let's power. They're making a Powerpuff Girls live action movie. No one asked.
I can't believe I have to power through this when I have so many emotions rolling around through me. First of all, how is that going to look? Because they're supposed to be children. Who the hell is going to play them? Is it going to be more of like an R-rated type thing? Like, what do you do?
The answer? Mojojojo.
Mojojojo. Also, I can't. What's the green one's name?
Buttercup.
I feel like they're going to make her super gay.
What is it, like bubblegum, buttercup, and
Bubbles?
bubbles?
Is the blue one.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that I know all that, but
yeah, you knew them all. Wow, that was better than me.
It's Cartoon Network, man. That was my childhood right there.
It really was. Like being terrified watching Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
That show is terrifying.
It really is. It really is. EA adds 1,000 plus achievements to their games on Steam. Good.
Okay.
Good.
If you're an achievement person, that's great for you.
Multiple employees have resigned at Skullgirls Studio over, harassment, the normal stuff, unfortunately. I hate that it's become the norm right now. Apparently it is a known issue there that they've known about it for years and they've quit because no one's doing anything.
That's what bugs me is when someone else someone, in cosplay heard about this. She said, I'm not surprised. He's been doing this to me for years in and out of cosplay events. It's just like, how years? Everyone's just like, oh yeah, that's creepy Bob. Like, no.
Oh yeah, it's just Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, moving on.
Facebook Reality Labs will be announced and revealed officially at Facebook Connect on September 16th.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing internally so much. I didn't even know that there was a thing of a Facebook event. Like, literally no one fucking cares.
Formerly called Oculus Connect. It's the new name for Facebook's AR/VR team. So they will encompass the expansive work being done by Facebook. What expansive work? What have they done at Facebook that is better at AR and VR? Let's be real here. They're not even indie developers. There are people in their basements developing better games for VR and things for VR than studios. How? They don't even have the resources and they're doing it better than you. Blade and Sorcery, probably one of the most popular VR games made by one person.
Yep.
Crazy. So that's going to be a whole bunch of stuff about Oculus, but no one cares about Oculus. Sinking City has been pulled from pretty much all stores due to an issue with the game's publisher, Naken. Basically, they were forced to terminate their contract with the licensee for breaches of their agreements, and so they're working to get it back. It's a weird issue. They just need to do whatever they need to do, because Natcon has been refusing to pay royalties to the game's developer and marketing it as their game, and it's not their game. So that's sad. They need to get out of their contract on that one. Go to court. Hi.
Hello.
You just
I am still here.
You sat back and you looked like you're really focused on whatever you were thinking about. You're pushing at your lips with your fingers, like deep in thought on something.
No, I was honestly just staring. Kind of got the stares.
Yeah. All right. Corsair is going public. They will now be a publicly traded company and you could buy stock in Corsair. They have a $100 million IPO.
That's honestly, this is not good. I feel like this is going to be the fall of Corsair.
It's usually the fall of most companies. Activision, EA, Blizzard, just to name a few.
Tencent is like, ooh, oh.
It probably won't be long before Tencent buys Corsair. Let's be real.
Yep.
Guild Wars 2 is coming to Steam. I'm still constantly shocked that this game exists. Like, I played this in 2011, 2010 when it came out. I don't know how this game is still around. Like, frankly, it's not even that good of an MMO.
Who knows?
But you know what? The Witcher is getting a Pokemon Go style mobile game.
What the F? Where you go around and slay monsters as a Witcher?
Witcher Monster Slayer. So you walk around, instead of encountering Pokemon, you encounter monsters. And so you can use things like the time of day or weather to improve your, combat chances.
No.
I mean, it sounds cool, but no, we don't need this.
I don't want this.
Additionally, you can craft potions in it, oils, smoke bombs, monster bait, anything, and improve your character's skills and equipment.
I don't care. I'll take another Witcher game, though.
They've already started development on it, but I could definitely use another
Witcher game. It's been a while. We could do another Witcher.
Which Netflix has released a behind-the-scenes special on the making of the Witcher TV series, which, excellent. Because that has resumed filming for season 2, and I can't wait. Henry Cavill.
It's just amazing. Although he did do like I'm gonna build my own PC, and he recorded it. And bless his little heart. Dear God, the way that things were done, oh my God, the way that he put his AIO on, and just the cables are just munched. And
he's human after all.
He is.
Altered Carbon has been canceled.
It hurt.
That hurts us. We're in the middle of trying to finish that on Netflix, and that hurts us.
I loved the first season so much. I could watch it over and over again. I wish they would. Anyways, whatever. It is what it is.
Fall Guys has set a record for the most downloaded PlayStation Plus game ever. Not surprising. Not surprising at all. Fortnite, we mentioned this before. Fortnite has been officially, with our discussion with Captain Logan, Fortnite's been officially removed. Period. You can't play it anymore now that it's been updated. So iOS no longer exists, and Apple has terminated Epic Game Store account. Not surprising. Not surprising. Again, you can go and listen to our whole, me and Captain Logan talk about it if you want to know more. Keanu Reeves has written a comic book, and it is called Berserker.
And I want it.
I want it too. It looks really cool. He plays, it's almost the same concept as this recent Netflix movie called Old Guard that came out. Basically, he's like this immortal warrior, and he's just lived for like 1,000+ years, just going from war to war to war, battle to battle to battle. And it just looks good. And he's already said, like, yeah, I'd love to play it if it gets made into a movie. Like,
that's so cool.
You know what I also found out? Keanu Reeves owns a motorcycle company.
He owns what is it called?
It's called
I'm sure I can Google it.
Oh man, it's expensive motorcycles. They're like 80,000 motorcycles. They're like concept style. But they're really nice.
Is it like a custom making?
Yeah, they are made individually for each person. Like They take, like, you go to their place in LA, and they do measurements and that kind of stuff, and they talk to you about it. So the bike is literally designed to fit you.
That's super cool.
It's called Arch Motorcycle.
Also, trying to ride a motorcycle in LA is actually a death sentence.
Which these are more designed for like open road, and Keanu Reeves, they have 3 models. Keanu Reeves tests every model, and he gives feedback to them. So like their main model, the KTRG-1, he put something like several thousand miles on it in testing.
That's so cool. God, I love him.
Can you imagine if we got to talk to him?
You know what?
Henry Cavill.
I was going to say.
Keanu Reeves, Emma Watson,
Gal Gadot. That's one hell of a party.
That's an orgy I'd like to be a part of.
Somebody getting drugged.
Wow. There's a sexual predator over here. I thought I was one. Jesus, Brenna. Brennan over there be pulling a Bill Cosby.
Fucking name, man. No, I am all for consenting.
I'm sure you are. Marvel Avengers will have battle passes. No shock to anybody, but it will have a battle pass for each character that has to be purchased separately. And it's $10 per character.
Yeah. I don't even think that we need to say anything about this.
No, especially not with the criticism that this game has been receiving already about being bland. It's a superhero game. It looks cool. It gets your superhero juices flowing. But when you're basically fighting in the same location across multiple missions and it's the same thing over and over and over, that's recipe for disaster. So we'll see. That game launches this week.
It's going to do terribly.
It probably will. Sony is reevaluating porting games to PC after the success of Horizon Zero Dawn. Thank God they have seen the light.
Yeah.
Hopefully, though, they don't wait like 4 years between the game releasing on PlayStation as an exclusive and then porting it to PC. Like, can we look at that like 1 year sweet spot? Like 1 year later, drop it on PC? I think that's a fair time frame.
I hate that it's still a year. It's extremely annoying, but you know, whatever.
They would sell so much more if they just release it at the same time. Like, come on.
It's because they want Sony to do well in like the Sony market.
And I had a little bit of a discussion with this with Captain Logan too. They're behind. They're not seeing the future of gaming. They're too entrenched in old style console. They want their stuff.
Maybe they're just trying to squeeze it out until they can. Because you know people will do it for a while until it starts to become the norm. And the only way that's going to happen is when, you know, Xbox does it more, which they're already doing.
Yeah. And then lastly, Ubisoft has promised to, on Tuesday's update, they will be removing the Tom Clancy Elite Squad opening video sequence and making some small changes to the game after being accused of racial insensitivity. And so in their opening video, they show like a protest and, you know, a person has a raised fist in the protest. And then it goes on to talk about, you know, basically the setting for the video game. Well, the main villain in this, so Tom Clancy's Elite Squad is like a turn-based strategy game. You collect characters from the Tom Clancy universe, make them into a squad, do missions with them, and you control them. Turn-based strategy, XCOM, but Tom Clancy. And so you're fighting this shadow organization called Umbra, and their symbol is basically the Black Power fist. You know, it's the same. It's pretty much the same.
Literally
look.
The exact same.
Yeah, and so Umbra uses, you know, the basically like the unstableness of like society and stuff to kind of like get in there and do their, you know, evil conspiracy things. And so people are basically like saying, well, you're basically saying that like an evil corporation. It's weird. Some stretches are made. It's not a good thing on their part to have the fist as their logo, but people saying like Umbra is racist in itself. No, Umbra literally just means shadow. That is literally what the word means, shadow or darkness.
I mean, shadow, and then you pair it with the Black Lives or the Black Power.
Not, yeah. The logo design was
Pick a different logo and it's fine.
Whoever that, and it was a lazy logo design, like with a name
it's like copied. Like you could get infringement, I think, in some. If this was like more trademarked of a logo,
with a name like Umbra, like come on. Let's see a cool logo.
If it means shadow, then do something with shadow. Yeah.
So they're removing the whole power fist and all that stuff. Not surprising. Again. So my whole thought on this: people are a little too sensitive, reading a little too much into this. But at the same time, Ubisoft, like, come on, man, turn your brain on. There's obvious issues here especially with what's going on right now with BLM and all that. So, you know,
hell, I mean, companies have had a huge problem with people actually using Nazi war symbols. And you think that this is going to go over well? I mean, come on.
Yeah. So that does that. Upcoming game release dates. Last week we had Madden 21, Mortal Kombat Aftermath, Vader Immortal PSVR, Control DLC, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 4, Nexus Wars, Surgeon Simulator, Nexus Comic Extension, Project Cars 3, Wasteland 3, Windbound. This week we have Crusader Kings 3, Elder Scrolls Online, Stoneborn DLC, and the two first titles, big blockbusters of the fall release of games. We have Marvel's Avengers and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered on Friday, September 4th. Those will be big games we'll cover next week.
Woo.
So, news, info. We'll be releasing a bonus episode that will cover basically just the past summer. We'll just kind of pull out the big stories and we'll tell you, where you talk briefly about them, where you can find them in episodes, and we'll just kind of give you just a review of the 4-month-long video game online conference we basically had. And we'll kind of,
I'm so glad it's over.
thank God. And we'll kind of do a compare and contrast with E3 last year. So that will come out later this week. I don't know what day yet. We have to record all that. Additionally, we're going to start doing monthly recap episodes. So this will be the recap for August, July, and June, pretty much. So, and then after that, we'll start doing monthly recaps. So you'll get one at the end of September, and it will cover September's episodes and news, that kind of stuff. So you'll understand how that works once we release it. Additionally, we will be guesting on the Geography Arcade. They're a new podcast coming out soon, and they will be joining us on next week's episode with their host, Dave. Be a lot of fun. Those of you who completed the Google form giving us advice on how we can improve the show, thank you very much. We've already incorporated some of your many helpful tips, so we appreciate it. We'll be implementing and making those changes pretty much constantly. We're working on improving some just sound quality things. I know some of you mentioned, sound quality in the past. I totally understand what you're saying, but there was nothing we could really do about it at the time. Brenna was on her phone recording that, so it just kind of is what it is. But we should have planned for things back then, but COVID. So we're planning for things for the future. And YouTube and website almost done. I'm working on it. I'm trying. Bear with me.
COVID.
But as always, thank you guys for listening to the show. We appreciate it. We appreciate those of you who support us. Even just leaving a review makes all the difference. And to those of you that go the extra mile support us on Patreon, Dr. Brandroid, Durko, Poolfire93, Miller, Cyber Shorty, Old Stray Dog, thank you so much. You can subscribe on, and you can stream the podcast on any of your preferred platforms, and you can find us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, either at DL Gaming News or at GooseCatProd. And you can follow us individually on Instagram at DL_Jameson.
And at DL_Mother Goose.
And we will be announcing a giveaway soon. So please, I know we've been saying that for the last month, but we're almost there. We're trying to get a couple things together and ready for that, but we're there. And let me tell you, it's going to be one hell of a giveaway. I'm not going to say any more. Good luck. Have fun, everybody.
And remember, keep your goose loose.
Ahoy there, ye landlubbers! Avast! My name is Captain Logun, and I'll be your guide out on the Sea of Thieves. If you love the idea of stealing treasure, cutting down cursed skeletons, fighting off krakens, and raiding forts filled to the brim with shinies, then Sea of Thieves is the game for you. Join me each week as I dive into the news and bring back the nuggets of information that any sailor worth their weight in salt would desire. You don't have to be a pirate legend to gain access to my podcast. Just search for Keelhauled, a Sea of Thieves podcast in your podcast app of choice, or head over to robotsradio.net or captainlogan.podbeam.com and get ready to set sail for adventure. Arr.
My name is Brian Burton. It's been 26 years since the bombs fell. And since I've left the vault, I've been trying to rebuild. But this isn't the Appalachia that I remember. There's so much more to everything going on. And I promise to find the answer. So if you're out there, if you're listening, just hone in on these coordinates. Remember, there's a place for you at the end. Omega.
The Omega Broadcast Fallout Story is available on iTunes, Spotify, and many great podcasting sources.